The dark, sprawling saga of Henry Ford's ambition reveals a legacy far beyond the Model T, unfolding as a meticulously constructed empire of control whose foundations were poured not on factory floors alone, but within the marble walls of a private palace, and whose grotesque pinnacle rotted in the unforgiving humidity of the Amazon. A story that begins with the illusion of utopia at Fairlane, his colossal estate on the River Rouge, where an obsession with order was first perfected in stone and steel. Here, in this 31,000 square foot dominion, complete with a subterranean powerhouse capable of severing the entire property from the grid, Ford engineered a domestic world of absolute silence and invisibility, commanding an army of servants who moved like ghosts through soundproofed back corridors on military schedules, while he ruthlessly ripped out native Michigan flora to impose his own rigid botanical order, creating a prototype for a life where every element, human or natural, could be dictated and managed. This insatiable drive to standardize existence then exploded outward with the infamous $5 day, a revolutionary wage that acted as both magnet and shackle, luring thousands to his factories only to trap them in the gilded cage of his sociological department, whose agents, corporate missionaries of Ford's personal morality, conducted unannounced raids into workers' cramped Dearborn homes, inspecting bedding for cleanliness, pantries for frugality, and personal habits for vice, systematically denying the promised pay to those who failed to conform to his narrow vision of American virtue, thereby tethering survival itself to a brutal curriculum of cultural erasure and behavioral modification designed to manufacture compliant human machinery. Yet Ford's vision could not be contained by the borders of Michigan, and in a staggering act of imperial hubris, he exported this philosophy to the Brazilian Amazon, securing a colony-sized tract 100,000 square kilometers to birth Fordlandia, a surreal and doomed experiment where he attempted to superimpose a slice of 1920s mid-America onto the equatorial jungle, constructing tidy clapboard bungalows with white picket fences, a gleaming hospital, a golf course, and a power plant, while enforcing draconian decrees that banned alcohol, mandated square dancing, and forced rubber tappers to consume alien meals of canned peaches and whole wheat bread in a sweltering mess hall under the shrill command of factory whistles. This catastrophic denial of both local ecology and human culture ignited a furious rebellion, the Farinha Revolt, where enraged laborers wielding machetes drove Ford's managers into the rainforest and triggered an ecological death sentence as his agronomists, in their profound arrogance, planted rubber trees in neat, vulnerable rows that were swiftly devoured by blight and pests, leading to a $20 million graveyard of rusting machinery and crumbling infrastructure that was ultimately abandoned, leaving behind only the haunting skeleton of a water tower adorned with a peeling Ford logo, a final crumbling monument to the terrifying truth that Ford's entire mansion empire, from the hidden passages of Fairlane to the invasive inspections of Dearborn and the rotting ruins of the Amazon, was ultimately a collection of magnificent, intricate, and utterly failed machines, each proving that the world and the human spirit remain gloriously, defiantly uncontrollable.